My name is Darone Sassounian. I'm a DJ, record collector, and I run Rocky Hill. I was 23 or 24 when I started this project. And I started this project because of this track. This was the track where I was like, all right, like this is serious. You gotta find stuff similar to this or like this. There's gotta be more than this. The first time I heard this track, I was going through my dad's cassette collection. And I found a lot of Armenian tapes, specifically from Parseghian, because they came to Los Angeles. Parseghian is in Los Angeles. All these artists, were on and off in Los Angeles. Joseph would come from Iran to Los Angeles regularly, and he would work extensively with Parseghian Records and the musicians tied to Parseghian Records. He would also tour. He would tour in Europe, he would tour in the US. Sev Sev Acher is a folk song in Armenian, which means black, black eyes, talking about how they get, sucked into her eyes and her love and her, nasty side, I don't know. It's a whirlpool of emotion and love and longing and breakup and heartache, and again, only Joseph was able to do that. And you gotta thank also Kevork Parseghian, the founder of Parseghian Records, who really trusted an artist such as Joseph to put out music like this. Parseghian Records was a passport photo store, and it still is. They were also a notary public, still are. He saw an influx of Armenians moving to Los Angeles, moving to East Hollywood, moving to Glendale, Hollywood, et cetera, Pasadena, Montebello. And people would request him to duplicate their music onto cassette. And I think after maybe the 100th time that happened, because it happened a lot according to them, they said, okay, yeah, we're onto something. We can just, we can do the photo stuff, but we gotta start a record label. Parseghian Records is the sound of Los Angeles with the Armenian American community, in my opinion. Next cut that I want to present is called Tears on My Eyes on the Sunrise LP. Harout Pamboukjian went through a really bad breakup, according to him, and he wanted to make a love ballad, disco, funky record. I've never heard anything like this record before, never. To me, this is one of the holy grail Armenian records. It has all sorts of elements in there, musically speaking. It has Harout Pamboukjian's voice because he doesn't sing, according to him. He doesn't have a good voice, according to him. And this is the only record that he ever produced under his own name, with his own vocals. He stopped focusing on his solo career after this record was released in January of 1979. According to Parseghian and Harout Pamboukjian, there were 1,000 of these pressed up. I've only seen 3. I found this copy in Lebanon, 7,000 miles away from where it was produced. And the whole record is phenomenal, from start to finish, in my opinion. Harout Pamboukjian moved from Yerevan to Los Angeles with a brief stint in Beirut. Harout left for Los Angeles before Harout Pamboukjian, and they both ran into each other on the corner of the Parseghian Records store in East Hollywood in Little Armenia in 1976. And Harout Pamboukjian at the time was already in Los Angeles for 3 months. This is the record that Harout Pamboukjian featured for the first time. After the release of Sunrise by Harout Pamboukjian, where he didn't want to work on his solo stuff anymore, Harout Pamboukjian contacted him and said, I want you to help produce and arrange all of my records moving forward. I want you to also be my bassist for all my live shows and my tours, because he was gaining a lot of traction. Harout Pamboukjian was a staple in every Armenian home. Like, everyone knows Harout Pamboukjian. Everyone knows his music, his work. It has crazy psych, folk, soul, breaks, funk. Like, it's got all these different elements to it. His voice is, I guess, familiar if you listen to it, but not as familiar to his later work after this record. Even the style of this track is not orthodox to Harout style at all. It's very untraditional to the way that he records music. The song is called Taparumenk, and in English it means we're wandering. I would assume that the song is about the Armenians just wandering the world, not being in their homeland, but they're surviving, they're thriving, they're living, you know, ups, downs, left, right, center, we're just wandering. And that ties to the compilation as well. You might not know about these certain tracks. You might not know about these certain not much about these certain artists. You've probably never even heard of these songs either. There's more to your culture, there's more to your musical background as an Armenian than what you think you know.